Right, back live tonight here on In Focus, and thank you very much for staying on. Gauteng Education MEC Matome Chiloane continued his department's implementation of Operation Kgutla Molao today at Sizwe Secondary School in Elandsfontein in the East Rand. He met the school principal, teachers and members of the school governing bodies over issues of safety. The department spokesperson, Steve Mabona, joins us now for more on that conversation. Good to have you, Stephen. Thank you very much for your time. The School Safety Action Plan, how did it come about? It is a product of what particular process?
Good evening, Thabo, and all our viewers. No, the program was launched by the MEC in one school which was problematic in the Johannesburg South, where we were emphasizing on the schools that are in high-risk areas. We've identified over 245, but out of those, we felt that there's about 75 of those that we need to attend to them urgently, in the sense that we need to make sure that we prioritize them, in the sense that we must make sure that there's security guards. We are allocating 4. And we are not just allocating patrollers like, in other schools. Those will be armed security personnel because of the nature of the schools we are dealing with here.
Yeah.
So, as we are saying, we are busy with this operation, Kgutla Molao, make sure that our learners, educators, everyone that is in the school environment is safe. We are going to give them CCTV cameras, which will be linked to a central command, not only at the school. So they will be linked to a central command where we will be seeing on what is happening in and around those schools. Make sure that we train their principals, on leadership. The SGBs must also be trained, make sure that they understand on how they then instill discipline in those schools, because we know we've identified bullying as our challenge. So we'll be introducing those programs which will be assisting us in making sure that our schools are safe for learners, educators, and everyone that will be in our school environment.
So key action here is behavior that you want to deal with. You've mentioned already the anti-bullying policy. What else are the key actions that you have clear expectations on, as far as the actions and the behavior of the students?
We are going to identify potential bullies. In that case, we are saying we need to have the boxes where we will encourage learners to give us the names of the potential bullies, and take those potential bullies to programs that are going to divert them from their deeds or anything that they are doing that is untoward. In that, we are rectifying them, for their future, rectifying them so that they don't continue to bully other children. We're going to make sure that we attack the issue of substance abuse. Social development have agreed to work with us with the program, the program which will then be, the program that will be assisting us to make sure that we identify the drug peddlers, identify those that are, in our space, which they are not needed.
Yeah.
And we're going to be assisting and make sure that we deal with those.
So I'm asking that because, you see, you must make the expectations clear and explicit to the learners. How you would want them moving around the school, how you want them to behave in the classroom, how you want them to behave in the assembly, at lunchtime, playtime, etc., etc. And these are expectations that need to be communicated week in, week out, linked to some kind of expectations. How are you going to communicate that, or how are you going to model that even on the grounds of the school?
These programs are stakeholder-oriented, meaning that parents play a significant role in making sure that they support this program. Because we want children that are disciplined, in that we will be conducting the unannounced search and seizures. So learners need to be disciplined. And we will be on a constant basis make sure that the wardens that the community safety is going to assist us with, they are in the identified schools. I mean, we are talking about the 75, which we know that they are in high-risk areas. So learners there, they need to make sure that they don't come with weapons at school. They don't peddle drugs, because once we are caught, we're going to be expelled at that school. We will be taking you to another program, but we expect parents to work with us and make sure that a learner that went through any program, a parent must come and confirm that, yes, the child went through this program, whether it will be a program that as a department will assist them, or parents will decide to go, at any institution for that program. We need that confirmation, because then we will be in a position to place that child in another school, because we are tired of placing learners that are not, they have not repented from what they would have done in the previous schools. So it's more like you are, shifting the goalpost, moving the problem from one school to the other. So we're not going to be doing that, most especially in the schools that we have identified now, the 75 schools. That's why we called the principals, the SGBs from those schools to say, this is the program that we want you to, make sure that we enhance it, work with us, so that it is a success. Because without parents, really will be doomed. The program will not be successful.
Yeah. Who is going to take leadership of the safety plan in the schools?
We have encouraged schools to have safety committees, which they will be working very closely with us, because we have officials that are, working on the safety plans and in our school safety. They'll be working very closely with all the committees, the SGB, the school management, including the principal and their team. Hence, we have invited them to say, this is the plan that we are, implementing. We need your support, and we will be making sure that we provide you with all the resources that you need, so that this program is a success. We want the schools to be safe for everyone that interacts with our school environment.
So let's touch a little bit. We are out of time, but touch a little bit on those resources. One, you've said you'll be deploying at least, 4 security guards?
Yes, 4 security guards, which will be armed. We'll give them CCTV cameras, which are linked to a central command. We're going to give them e-panic buttons. We've identified about 3,000 educators that are going to benefit from this. We will going to train the principals. We will also train the SGB members on how to improve on especially the discipline, in their schools. Parents need to make sure that they know what is it that they are signing when they sign a code of conduct. Because each and every school will have a code of conduct, which will be saying, in this school, this is what we want to see from our children. So the partnership will then come handy. We will make sure that we work very close with the schools.
What does the success criteria look like? And of course, there's no completion date, because it needs to be an ongoing process. But when are you going to come back and evaluate and say, we are meeting our targets and our set goals for this particular program?
Well, we should be in a position to, in the last quarter, because you know that our year will end in March next year. So by the end of the year, we should be having a report on how we have fared. And we want to encourage now parents to work with us and make sure that our schools are safe. We don't want to see, break-ins in those schools. If you see that there's something that is happening during recess or at night, report, because we work with the police. They've decided to adopt all those 75 schools. There will be a police that is linked to that, most especially the station commanders in those identified schools, they will be linked to those schools. So we need to encourage parents. Let's work together and make sure that by the time we come back, probably in January, to say this is what we have seen during recess, and since we started with this program, probably we'll be saying we are successful. But parents need to really work with us on this one.
Steve Mabona, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on, speaking on behalf of the Gauteng MEC for Education.